Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I am most certainly not being held here against my will after foolishly saying that Delta had introduced almost all of the negative changes to the US airline industry. Their frequent flyer program is nearly worthless. An award-winning thank you to their loyal customers. Some of their older fleet is falling apart. A vibrant and refreshing cabin experience. Their crews are some of the nicest US flight crews I have ever seen. I actually agree with that one. So go fly Delta because it is the best US airline, and someday if you spend $60,000 on flights and earn 300,000 miles, you might just be able to book a one-way in business class.
Send in the dog! No, not the dog! Not the dog! Okay, all jokes aside, it's crazy what a loyal fan base Delta has. For many, they'll put up with an inefficient route, old planes, and a pitiful loyalty program just to experience that Delta difference. Is it really that good? Or do some flyers and even fellow YouTubers suffer from Stockholm Syndrome? I previously reviewed the Delta Shuttle operated by Republic Airlines from DC to LaGuardia, and thought it was fine and the staff nice, though the cabin and experience hardly memorable. I connected on to another supposedly fancy shuttle service, connecting thin crust and deep dish. The Chicago-New York shuttle is a newer offering, but both Delta and American offer the service. The amenities are equivalent to those in the DC shuttle, except on some flights, passengers on American and first class get a plated meal. Ooh, fancy, fancy.
Make it fancy.
Let's talk about the plane I was on, a Boeing 717. While I previously reviewed these operated by QantasLink, Delta is the primary operator, owning 91 of the 148 in service. Delta bought these from Southwest after Southwest bought AirTran. Delta's overall aircraft strategy is quite different than other airlines. While American is buying hundreds of new A321neos and 737 Maxes and cramming a horrible cabin experience in them, Delta buys used planes and tries to put a nice interior in them. Their old MD-88s, 90s, and 717s have Wi-Fi. In fact, the average age of the Delta fleet is over 15 years old. Yes, I know, angry Delta fanboy leaving a comment. Delta is buying new A350s, A321neos, A330-900neos, and A220s, and I'd love to fly on them. But the vast majority of their long-haul fleet is aging 757-200s, 767-300s and 400ERs, A330-200s and 300s, and 777-200s. This also means that the product you get is very inconsistent. Business class ranges from a fully enclosed Delta One suite to a basic recliner. While some aircraft have full seatback entertainment offerings, this supposedly premium shuttle route did not. Anyway, on with the flight review. As I hustled to the gate agents assured me that there was no need to hurry. The Boeing 717, just like the old MD-80s, 88s, and 90s, are configured in 2-2 in first and 2-3 in economy. The cabin crew were particularly friendly as I walked down the aisle. A basic economy ticket allows for no seat selection even if you're willing to pay. A standard economy ticket includes a seat, but when I went to go pick one there were no window seats, so I had to pony up extra for one in the exit row. But look at that legroom! You know what else you should look at? That missing armrest in the row in front of me. At least Qantas held their armrests together with duct tape. The window shades were also very flimsy paper rather than plastic. Unlike the Embraer 170s, power outlets were available even in economy. With my infinite legroom, I stretched out as we took off. Flying time was an hour 46 at 32,000 feet. Service was the same as the prior shuttle flight, with a beverage including alcohol and premium nuts, which were served with a smile. On weekday mornings, they supposedly are bagels. There was no seatback entertainment like on the Embraer 170, and Wi-Fi is go-go based and only works above 10,000 feet. Supposedly you can access the Delta Studio Entertainment on your mobile device, but one needed to download the GoGo app beforehand, not the Delta one, so I was unable to access it. Free texting is nice though. We flew over New York State, crossing Lake Erie by Buffalo, took a quick jaunt over Canada, and past Detroit as we descended. It was quite cloudy and only cleared when we were on final approach, and perfectly timed our landing with a United 737. Because I didn't have time to visit the Delta Sky Club in New York, I stopped by in Chicago on my way home. Even on an economy ticket, the American Express Platinum card gives you access when flying Delta, even on arrival. The lounge staff was also incredibly welcoming, though the interior was nowhere near as nice as that in DCA. But hey, I got a drink and some dinner. So the Delta difference in Delta as a whole. Yes, every single Delta employee I interacted with was professional, courteous, and welcoming, and I did notice a difference. Yes, I know it's a small sample size. But I've had similar experiences with JetBlue, Alaska, and Southwest as well. Do they get a difference too? Heck, I even recently flew on United and had a positive crew experience. I think we need to bifurcate the conclusion between the flying experience and the airline as a whole. Delta is great for enthusiasts of old aircraft, though their MD-80s and 90s are being eventually phased out. On some premium routes with the A220, the short-haul experience will be great as well. But on others, we have things like the 717, which, while fine, doesn't really put it above the competition. Delta can claim they believe in seatback entertainment, but they're quite inconsistent as of now. As for the airline itself, well, I'm coming from a different perspective. I don't live with Delta on a daily basis, but I do live with the repercussions of their actions. Basic economy? That was them. Earning miles and status based on how much money you spend? Yep. Dynamic award pricing? Delta again. Sadly, there isn't a Delta difference here, and American United blindly copy them. Delta defenders give them a free pass because of the friendly crews and better cabin experience, but I'm stuck with their decisions when flying a competing carrier. Then there's the Sky Miles program. It's been called pejoratively Sky Pesos for how valuable they are. But I don't think that's fair. To the peso. Given the rampant devaluations and dynamic prices, Delta Sky Zimbabwean dollars is more fitting. Yes, there are flash award sales. You can sometimes fly to Europe, the Caribbean, and Asia in the economy for cheap, on certain days, and you must book within 24 hours. I tend to plan my flights up to a year in advance. No, the credit cards are not worth it. And would I ever transfer my valuable American Express points to Delta? Credit your Delta flights to Korean, Virgin Atlantic, or FlyBlue. You know, a program you might actually use. I have no airline loyalty these days. That's a luxury I'm able to afford with 3 airlines having Chicago as a hub. It's the only city in North America that has direct flights to every inhabited continent, though Houston is joining the club. But if I were in Detroit, Minneapolis, Salt Lake City, Atlanta, or the surrounding areas of these cities, I'd be stuck with Delta. And then yeah, sure, I'd convince myself with an extra crew smile that it was as good as it gets. But I'd do the same for JetBlue in Boston or Southwest in Texas. Would I fly Delta directly over American United? Sure. But taking a connecting route, if a direct was available? The difference ain't that great in my eyes. at least on relatively short-haul flights. On long haul? Well, I guess I'll have to give that a try as well. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more flight reviews. I'll see you on the next one.